For Christmas this past year, a family member got me a Bluetooth keyboard. It's one of those, kind of Amazon, exclusive brands out of China. It folds. It's got a little case that it comes in. I can just toss in the bag, pretty easily to use. Which is great for me because it's something that I can now use with my iPad when I'm on the go if I so choose to. Now, this did get me thinking. Well, here on my home network, I've got a couple of Raspberry Pis that are Bluetooth capable, and at least one other headless system that support Bluetooth. So, can I manage Bluetooth devices from those, like from the command line? I know I can do it from the GUIs on any of the systems, and one of them does actually have a GUI, the other two don't. But is that something that's possible? And if it is possible, is it something that I can do easily, where I don't have to sit here and worry too much about remembering 10,000 different commands or configuration files? Well, of course, you can always go and, depending on your distribution, update files manually, from the command line. But again, I want this to be easy. And once again, Linux comes through for us. This is B from Tay Talk Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to easily manage Bluetooth devices from the command line, so stick around. I have a favor to ask. If you like this type of video and want to see more content like it, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button for notification. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or emotional outbursts down in the comments below. And lastly, stick around all the way to the end to get the most out of this video. So let's do this thing. All right, so I still remember the first time that I personally encountered Bluetooth. And this was all the way back in 2006. I have not always been a tech person. I actually once was told by an ex that I was tech illiterate. So that was probably 2017. So I've definitely come a long way in the past 7 years, which is pretty awesome. Now, I had just come back from California. I was needing a new cell phone, so I went to the Sprint store, which is now T-Mobile if you're not familiar. But yeah, the salesman, as they usually do, suggested a top of the line phone that was a flip phone. It had a camera. It also had Bluetooth. At that time, people weren't usually weren't listening to music on their phones because the storage was expensive, and these were relatively small devices. And also, the camera was sometimes not even included because this Facebook was in its infancy at this time. So the ubiquity of cameras in every device and being used to constantly take pictures of everything around us, especially whatever it is that we're consuming as sustenance, was not really a thing yet. But this was actually, yeah, so it was a pretty edge case, or edge device, if you will. Now, I honestly thought this was pretty cool, so I went ahead and grabbed the phone and grabbed a Bluetooth headset to go with it. Now, I kept the phone around for quite a while, probably at least a year, maybe two. But the Bluetooth headset, honestly, I probably only used it once or twice and then gave it to somebody, or lost it. I don't know. But at the time, the Bluetooth connectivity was not always the greatest. There was a lot more interference. There was some Bluetooth vulnerabilities and stuff like that were around. So yeah, it wasn't something that I continued to use. And honestly, I probably didn't use Bluetooth again consistently until probably 2000 the 2010s sometime. So it was a long while, and it was probably Bluetooth headphones because definitely Bluetooth mouse was not something that I used until probably the last 7 years, 7 8 years or something like that. But yeah, honestly though, unless you've been living under a rock now in the current day, you've come into contact with Bluetooth. I feel like every even cheap product offers some level of Bluetooth connectivity, which is good and bad. We're not going to get into that here though. But Apple, who I use quite a bit of their products, use it for just about everything. I'm actually using a Bluetooth mouse with my MacBook right now as we record this video. So it's this Logitech MX Anywhere 3 mouse, which is a great mouse. I love it. It's lightweight and small and portable and all that good stuff. But this is not a review of that product. Just wanted to throw that out there just in case anybody was wondering, because there's always that one person. So I got you. All right. Now, what Bluetooth is it's a short-range wireless communication protocol that allows devices to pair and share information between them, which is how they connect, stay connected, and all that jazz. Now, it's a protocol that's been around since 1998, so about 26 years, and it was named after the 10th century Danish king Harald Bluetooth I, who actually unified Denmark and Norway, which, you get it, combined, unified, which is exactly what we really use Bluetooth for. Now, I don't plan on covering the Bluetooth protocol in any more detail than I've already done, But I wanted to go ahead and let you know if that's something that you do want covered. Let me know in the comments below, and that's something I can always consider doing in the future. But let's go ahead and actually start talking about. Let's go ahead and start talking about the actual Linux implementation of Bluetooth. So, of course, every system, I shouldn't say every system, but most systems nowadays, laptops, consumer devices are going to support some type of Bluetooth connectivity. And, like in a lot of times, protocols are proprietary, or at least some implementations of them are proprietary, but there are actual Bluetooth stacks that are open source that Linux is allowed to use, and that's going to be what's called BlueZ. So let me actually just do an apt show BlueZ. This is actually one of the applications that would actually be used, and you can see here it gives us a description: Bluetooth tools and daemons. This package contains the tools and system daemons for using Bluetooth devices, and this is the official Linux Bluetooth protocol. So pretty much they all are using this one as far as I know. I'm sure there's somebody out there using something different, but this is the one that usually ships with the systems that we're using here. So the other one that's going to be used in the other package that's going to be used in Bluetooth connectivity is going to be the same package, but with tools at the end. Right here, set of tools to manage Bluetooth devices for Linux. Blues provides command line tools for functions of Bluetooth. They are Bluetooth adapter control, Bluetooth agent, sound, input, network, and other stuff. So there's a lot that can actually be done, and I believe this is the one that gives us the Bluetooth CTL. Now, one thing that I want you to know is that the Bluetooth CTL command is actually not part of systemd. I know it has its CTL at the end, but it is actually just not part of it. So get that out of your mind now. I do want to show you, though, the actual daemon that's available here, or that you can check on a Linux system. Is going to be systemctl status, just Bluetooth. And there we go. We can actually see it's already running on the system. This is actually a laptop that's sitting just probably about 3 feet from me. We're going to be running on that today. So let's go ahead and clear that out. Now that we've checked that daemon, let's go ahead and actually start talking about the actual commands that go into managing Bluetooth devices. Now, Bluetooth, excuse me, I got an itchy nose. I don't plan on covering BlueZ at this point in time, but if that's something that you are interested in, definitely let me know down in the comments. And, it may be something that I do end up covering. I don't know. I haven't really decided to keep flip-flopping back and forth, because usually the way that I like to make videos is stuff that I find interesting, and honestly really just hope that you find interesting as well, or maybe something that I'm learning, or things like that. But there's one more thing that I want to show you prior to actually showing you the commands. Is you got to make sure that in order to be able to connect to Bluetooth devices, you're going to want to make sure your users are part of the LP group, which I believe if you're creating users on most systems, at least graphically, you'll probably already be a member of this group. But just in case they are not, you're having any connectivity issues, you just do sudo user mod, and then you do AG, and then you do LP, which would be the group. And then, of course, you would put your user here. This user actually does not exist on this system, so we're going to get an error, but that's exactly how you do it. Just wanted to be able to share that with you, just for complete purposes, or as they say in Spanish, completa. All right, so let's go ahead and actually start talking about, let's actually start going through these Bluetooth management commands. All right, the first one we're going to go over is Bluetooth CTL scan, and we're going to do on. Now, make sure that there's not already a scan running, because only one device can be managing the Bluetooth adapter at a point in time. So if you already have a scan going on, don't try to run it again, because I did that earlier and I was like, well, what the heck? Why is it not coming up? And then I realized, whoops, still running on the other machine. So let's do that. And you're going to see a lot of output here. And you're going to see right now, it's kind of picking up devices. Now, it's honestly not the easiest thing to read, because, most of them, it's just giving us the MAC address, which is, the physical ID of the device, the physical name of the name, the physical device name of the device, and then it's just giving us that as the same name. You'll see some devices do end up actually showing a name. It just really depends on the device. So I actually have a device here. I think I might need to turn it off again. Hold on. Let's see here. Oops, that's the right button. I've actually got a pair of Sony headphones here, so we're going to go turn those on. I think they might need to be turned off first. Oh, there it goes. You might be able to hear it in the mic. All right, so it's not going to show up immediately, but it showed up pretty quick here, which is this device right here. These are WH1000M XM4s, and we can see here that it is showing up as a new device, and they move pretty quickly here when new devices are being discovered. It slows down after a while. Let me just make sure I got that. You'll see it kind of like start slowing down, and I accidentally exited out of the run, but we've got it there. So if you're ever in a situation, right, where you are having trouble figuring out, okay, what device is what, because I actually had that problem with the Bluetooth keyboard, is what you can actually end up using is you can actually go ahead and do Bluetooth CTL info, and then put in the device MAC address. And did it turn off? I don't know why it's. But yeah, you could use that. It's just saying it's not available for some reason. It may have like stopped trying to pair. So yeah, but yeah, you can do that to get more information on a device. All right, yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, now that we've gone over that, and the other thing that you can also make sure to do is if you're having trouble, you're not seeing any devices, you could do Bluetooth CTL, and then we would do discoverable. Let me do on. All right, and that's going to go ahead and make sure that it's already in Discover mode. Usually it's already on by default if you haven't manually turned it off or anything like that, but it's already on in the system, so we don't need to worry about that. But let's go ahead and go back to that scan. And we can still see the Sony headphones right there. All right, so the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and pair that device with our system. So let's go ahead and Control C out of that. Let's clear this out. We're going to do Bluetooth CTL, and then we're going to go ahead, and this one's pretty easy. We're going to just do pair, and then we're going to put in the MAC address. All right, there we go. The laptop's pretty close, so you may have just heard it going off, and it says pairing has been successful. So it is now paired to the device, and we can actually see that it's paired by doing. We can do this. We're going to do Bluetooth CTL devices, and then we're going to do paired. And this is with a capital P for paired, and we can actually see it right here. And there's that keyboard right there. Now, there's another way, see, we're paired with the device, but that doesn't mean that we're actually connected, because you pair the device and then you connect it. Sometimes it'll do it all at one step, but this is going to do it on its own. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and we're going to come over here. We're going to take that out. We're going to check connected. And we can see that there's no devices coming back. And these are the two commands for how you check paired devices and connected devices. And right now I don't have any clearly connected. So let's go ahead and run Bluetooth CTL, and then we're going to go ahead and do connect, and then we're going to go ahead and put in the MAC address. There we go. Let's run we can see there we got the connection successful. Bluetooth device is connected, and now we can see that if we go back and do the paired device again, it's still going to be showing there as well, but now it is also connected. So pretty cool stuff. Now, if you do it this way, every time you restart your system, you're going to have to reconnect it manually. But if you wanted to trust that device, you can just do a Bluetooth CTL, and we can do trust. And then we'll go ahead and put in the MAC address. All right, there we go. And it says it successfully trusted the device. So now when we turn on this device, when I turn on these headphones, it's going to automatically connect to the system, which is pretty cool as far as I am concerned. Now, if we want to go ahead and untrust the device, say, hey, it's maybe just a one-time use, and so you're like, I'm just not going to do that. You just do untrust, and there we go. Now, if we want to go ahead and remove this device, pretty easy stuff. Is we're actually going to go ahead and let's go ahead and disconnect it first. We're going to do Bluetooth disconnect. There we go. And so if we check the device is connected. It is no longer there, but if we check the paired devices, it's still there. So then now what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and unpair it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do Bluetooth. We'll do Bluetooth, CTL, and then we're going to go ahead and do remove, and then we're going to do the MAC address. And you're always going to identify these by the MAC address. I'm sure there's ways you could do it otherwise, but we're going to do it here. There we go. It has been removed. So let's go ahead and look at the paired devices, and we no longer see it there. So it is now gone. You can also block devices. I'm not going to block this because I don't want to. Well, I guess I could. No, we're not going to do that. But we're going to go. You just do this. You would just do block, and then you would just go ahead and you get rid of paired, of course, and you put the MAC address there. But we're not going to do that. So, yeah, that's how you block it. Now, one of the things you can also do is, we like the actual command itself is Bluetooth CTL, but you can use it in an interactive mode. So you could always just go and you could just do that and then just hit enter, and you're going to go into, and you see here, we're actually in the Bluetooth, and you can just use all those same commands to be able to go ahead and manage it this way. So, honestly, in my personal opinion, this is pretty easy. Especially from the command line. Especially if you're using, something like Terminator on another Linux system, you can have one window for your Bluetooth devices and just all that stuff. It is just so stinking cool, in my opinion. But yeah, this is honestly some really easy stuff right here. Many Linux users and admins spend a lot of time from the command line. And this can be, easier than using a GUI once you get the hang of it, especially with Linux Mint. I don't really like the graphical implementation of Bluetooth connection on Linux Mint. It actually kind of sucks. So honestly, I'm probably going to use this process going forward. And actually, most of the devices that I've connected to my laptop, that are in the past, I've done it this way. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, check out my video on enabling and disabling Bluetooth from the command line. It's pretty old. I think it's all the way back in like 2020, in the early days of the channel. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like my videos are super high quality or anything like that. But it was a little bit better. My videos are slightly better quality these days. But yeah, it's out there. It's one of my most viewed videos. So yeah. And yeah, if you've already checked out that video, check out this other video instead. Remember, mistakes make you better, so keep on making them. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have the greatest of days.